What's up, dude? What's happening? Hey, come here. Hi, buddy.
Hey.
Maddie got him a new halter. Looks good, huh?
Yeah. So we needed a new halter. There we go. New dress or tuxedo. Oh, that looks so fancy, Ryder. That looks so fancy. Yeah. Not bad for $40.
It looks black, but it is chocolate. Wow. You look good in chocolate. You look good in navy. You also look good in light tan.
Yeah.
Look good in everything, dude. Ryder's gonna get some work today. Are you gonna lunge him first? No? He's been pacing a little bit this afternoon. A lot of that is just new horses around, new turnout, new environment. He's been in one place, in one barn his entire life. So he's just trying to get it figured out. He's not real overstressed or anything. I just think he's got a lot going on. So we're gonna give him some work. My thought and Maddie's thought is if he's got enough energy to pace back and forth for a little while, he's got enough energy to be ridden. We're gonna ride him a little bit, and then we'll probably take him out on a hack around the ranch, give him something new to look at. We have been getting quite a few comments here on the YouTube channel that a lot of y'all are new to horses or you're looking at buying a horse, and we've had a few comments about what to look for in a horse or how to go about the horse buying process. So we figure we would just kind of tell you a little bit of our process and how we do things. Obviously, like all things, this is not the only way to do it, but this is how we go about either finding a horse or vetting a horse or figuring out if a horse is good for us.
So I guess the first quality that I look at, or I guess the first thing on your to-do list would be to find out what kind of horse you want. So obviously it's a very broad range depending on what discipline you ride. And every discipline is different. My go-to number one thing that I always look for is conformation, followed by character. Those are my two main C's. The brain for me is a non-negotiable, and I'll sacrifice on other things in moderation for a good brain. Conformation, if they're not too straight behind, not too long or short backed, obviously you're gonna have to make some sacrifices for the right horse. When I was shopping for Ryder, I was trying to find a diamond or a needle in the haystack. I really wanted a dressage type and a quarter horse build, and that's pretty rare nowadays, or just in general given the breed. So really my main concern when I was shopping for him was looking for a good hind leg and a good ability to use the hock and track up behind. I was not looking for shoulder action. If he had an open shoulder, even better, but quarter horses aren't typically built to move like warm bloods, so that doesn't really apply to me.
Number 2 on your to-do list is, now that you know what discipline you're going after, what horse you're going after, is what is your budget, and then finding a horse that fits your budget with as many qualities in them as you can get.
And be realistic with your budget. Know that you're not gonna get, if we're talking in dressage terms, you're not gonna get an international Grand Prix dressage horse that moves like a superhero for $20,000. So be realistic with your goals so you don't get disappointed.
Be realistic with your goals, be realistic with your budget. After you know step 1 and 2, next comes actually looking at horses and getting ready to purchase a horse. Now this is where it gets a little tricky. Sometimes in the horse world it can be a shady place. You really got to do your homework on these horses, where they're coming from and who they've been trained by. If you're looking at horses from trainers, you need to ask around about that trainer. What does the reputation look like? What are they known for? Your friend in all of this is going to be a local vet. Every horse that we buy, for the most part, is going to be vetted with a pre-purchase exam, x-rays, the whole 9 yards. Mr. Blue is still shedding out a bit. You're getting there, buddy.
Now we're moving.
This horse rider's been here less than a week and he's already made some pretty big strides. Pun intended.
So regarding x-rays, everyone has a personal preference of what they want done, and I think it varies on, honestly, the price of the horse. If you're going to spend 6 figures on an international Grand Prix horse, I would expect that one would have x-rays of neck and back and the really fine details. My preference with him, I did 2 views of the hocks, 2 views of the stifles, and 2 views of the front feet for my farrier. Pre-purchase exams can start anywhere from $800 to upwards of thousands. Depends on how intense you want to go with the x-rays. I kept things fairly straightforward with Ryder because that's what I needed it for, and his price reflected that. So I'm glad that I did. I think every horse should be vetted because, as Barrett said, you never really know what you're getting into until you peel back the layers like an onion.
You ready to switch?
Yeah.
We're gonna take Ryder out for a little bit, take him on a little bit of a hack. I'm gonna probably put this camera down, so any video that you see of that is gonna be off of the iPhone. We don't quite know how much exposure Ryder has to the outside world. He's probably never had ranch exposure, so we're gonna take this a little slow and just let him figure it out. We did pony him the other day, which was really nice. He did really well. Just don't know that he's ever been really ridden around the ranch, so we're just gonna try to cover some miles. So far, so good, huh? This sort of stuff is good for these horses. It's good to get out of the arena. It's also good for us not really knowing Ryder, trying to figure out if he has any vices or if he's scared or nervous about certain things. Like Leah does not like the limbs shaking and the kind of crunch of the leaves underneath her. So that's something we've had to work on with that horse. I'll tell you, this horse is pretty smooth running around the ranch. His gaits are super smooth. He's not choppy. It's really, really easy to ride him. Well, it didn't turn over.
Oh no.
You know what that means, right?
He's not worth $1,000. Oh my. Okay. Cool. So this is what owning a gray horse is like.
Uh-huh.